you're saying?
Oh, I think that's absolutely right.
So, listen, what about the possibility, Jim, of them opening up the special master saying, I'm open to witnesses here? I'm open to witnesses to testify about these documents in the FBI search. Does that lead to more legal peril for Trump?
I certainly think that that's bait that the Trump lawyers would be stupid to take. If they start calling witnesses, they start putting witnesses on the stand, first of all, those people are going to have to be prepared to toe the Trump line. And Judge Geary is going to cut to the quick and start cross-examining the witnesses himself. This is, as I said before, this is not going to end well. And I think we're all saying is they have a short-term strategy, but they don't have a long-term strategy, because the long-term strategy here is when the FBI dusts those classified documents for fingerprints and finds all the people that handled them, including the 2 that were in the former president's desk, and then people are going to be running scared. Once they realize that that process is going to be underway, it's going to be a real problem for a lot of people that were handling documents that they knew they shouldn't have had.
John, one of the most astonishing excuses I've ever heard from anyone, and I've heard a lot here, especially Team Trump over the last 5-6 years, was what he said about declassification last night on Fox News. Watch this.
It doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. There's different people say different things, but as I understand, there doesn't have to be. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
I mean, wow. I mean, look, let me just give some of the background here. It is absurd because the special master, Judge Geary, has already made it clear that documents are classified unless Trump provides some sort of evidence of declassification. And there appears to be no evidence of declassification. So that is another false claim.
I mean, you can order it to be declassified, but you have to give that order to someone. And then for it to be declassified, that order has to be recorded and carried out. The DNI, and I say this as a former deputy assistant director of the DNI has all those documents, and they are doing a classification review. Are they still classified? Are they still classified at the level they were when they left the White House? And so far the answer to all that is yes. So unless they find a memo saying declassify this document from the White House, that's highly unlikely. And you certainly can't think about it and declassify it. You actually have to write it down somewhere.
Why is it? The thing that's craziest is that those words came out of his mouth.
Yeah,
He actually said, even by thinking about declassification. I think we've all read the statute, it's not there.
And in fact, the only witness that they have is Donald Trump himself.
Well, I'm just surprised that I think it was Kennedy, didn't just laugh in his face or didn't question him on that. I mean, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
But that's not what they do.
As a journalist, I mean, that is the most absurd thing. It's like a child saying, I didn't eat the cookies or whatever, and then the evidence is all over his face. It's bizarre.
Well, even more bizarre is
Oh,
the
boy.
portion about the fee. I mean, it's basically set up that no one trusts Donald Trump to pay the fee at the end of the day to the help that is working with Judge Geary on this. If you look at that, they've set it up so they can hold Donald Trump in contempt if he doesn't pay his fees. I'll bet you there are lots of lawyers out there that represented Donald Trump that wish they had that provision in their engagement letters.
This is a fascinating conversation. You guys